Welcome to Uniquely Loved, a celebration of authenticity and divine inspiration. We are encouraged to be our own unique, authentic selves. Join me, Tech Witch Nikki, as we discuss spiritual gifts and skills we can develop and enhance, speak with amazing people using their skills in a variety of ways, and explore the different ways to connect to the wonders of the universe. Hello, loved ones. I have a special treat for you today. My guest is Patricia O'Brian. Now, she has been using art coupled with health and wellness strategies to successfully transform and heal depression, anxiety, and trauma for her and her clients. Patricia's message of hope and light resonates with most of those who are excited to co-create a more beautiful earth. All who embark on this journey are joining the growing groups of people who are intentionally raising their vibrations in their own lives and thereby elevating the vibration of Earth overall. Patricia, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Now, I know you brought some art with you, and for those who are listening in, there will be a recorded video on my YouTube channel, Tech Witch Nikki, because Patricia brought in some wonderful art to showcase. I'm going to try and get some pictures into the description for those listening. Either way, enjoy. Patricia, can you take us through a little bit about your healing modality with art and just anything else you would like to talk about?
Yes, thank you. All my favorite topics. So there is oftentimes a change in the meaning of words. And so there is obfuscation in words. And when people spend time trying to figure everything out by talking things out, there's a lot of additional problems that happen too with connotations and understanding. And so to rise up and out of that, there is a universal language, this and through the artistic pursuits. And as leading up to the importance of the art and what can be gleaned through that, it's important to talk about the etheric realm and that which we can see, even though it seems like everything's so real and what we can see is only about 15%, if that, of all that is known. And so that leaves that all of the unknown, that which cannot be pinpointed or identified is called dark matter, dark energy, what have you. And that's where the answers can reside. This which we have not been able to figure out through verbal discourse with another person or a therapist. Mm-hmm. So, and there's a freedom in trusting in that which you cannot see and considering and reminding yourself at every moment of your size as compared to you and all that you think you know, as compared to what is possible and so far outside of that which you know. So it's a way to remember that and to find your modality through which, while you are producing art, something very mysterious can come in. It's worth referencing in the Bible where Nicodemus is confused and he says to Jesus, how can a man be born again and go back in a woman's womb, in his mother's womb? I'm a grown man. And Jesus said, no, it's not like that. It's more mysterious. It's just as the wind blows and no one knows what actually animates the wind to make it blow. And when it goes, no one knows where it goes. That is the same way that the Holy Spirit comes upon someone, basically suggesting this mystery and trusting in something that intuits, however it is that that's conveyed to you, whether it's Holy Spirit or another spirit aspect of the self. And then that comes through. And so in art, you're in that realm, you're in that space. The brainwaves change into that place where that etheric aspect, where that unknown piece, where that mysterious cannot be pinpointed or spoken or written can come through. And we have so many now with many gifts. They are overwhelmed at the energies that flow about right now. And art is one way through which, especially these highly sensitive individuals, can release what they need to release and trust that they will hear that from that etheric realm aspect of their artistic pursuit. Did I answer your question?
Yes, Now, how do you, hmm, well, I guess we know that you encourage people to get artistic and um, to get in touch with their intuition and um, I'm trying to think of the right words. Well, to better embody uh, their their creative and their intuitive sides, to be able to get out what needs to be gotten out, whether it be something deep in the subconscious or just, hey, you know what? I feel awesome today. I'm going to paint a sunflower or something abstract but is vibrant. Um, how do you bring that out in somebody who may not be fully versed or just trying to get started?
Well, I speak with them about which was aforementioned on that understanding of the idea of the potential, the mysterious aspect and component of such a pursuit,
Mm-hmm.
to get them in alignment with that and an understanding that this would be a worthy pursuit, to have them want to it, and have so them to touch that unknown aspect and feel the magnetic pull, like, yes, this is worth my pursuing. And so once they have that interest, there's that passion, then they can, at the same time, most likely they've been developing their intuition and their closeness to their own spirit, and spirit will call to them, because they have only been called to me because spirit has told them to come find someone who can assist you with this breakthrough. And so when those two pieces align and they are more open, they will, in their desiring, find that modality which fits for them, whether it's dance or singing or artwork or crafts or whatever it may be, gardening, cooking. And when they find that particular nuanced aspect of ether can come through that modality for that person, right for them at that exact time. It's a beautiful coming together as a person is opening to their own spirit and listening to what comes inside. And if they're in my body of work, they're going to find, they have been called because it's that can't be identified in words or through traditional means aspect. And they will then be open to finding it and experiencing actually quite quickly. I've dealt with many people who said, oh, I'm not artistic at all, I'm not creative, I've never done this before, or the last time I painted was 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and they get in there, and through this, a shortening of the process I just said, and understanding and opening to their own spirit, and their spirit bringing forth the very beautiful and unique and amazing and creative outlet for them. And then they get into it and it's just there. And they get the breakthroughs that they have just been waiting to give to themselves,
Mm-hmm.
or even looking perhaps for a more certain reminder of their own power. Because
Mm-hmm.
by the time they're coming around into my work, they're usually right there on the cusp, but they started to think about how powerful they really are. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm there to help them stand straight up and say, now you see. Now you see who you really are. And we need more of those people. And I want to support those people who are coming into that pivotal time right now. And that's the reason for my work. And it's so rewarding.
That is so awesome. You help them uncover their passions and even stuff that they forgot about over time and with conditioning and everything else. That is so awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about how you got on this journey?
As a child, my father was always in electrical distribution. I just remember that there was some connotation there to that type of work, basically selling light bulbs. But in that line of work, that's a consumable commodity. You're always going to need it, so that sort of mentality. And I was always artistic, playing instruments and sewing my clothes and creating door decorations and costumes and sewing, and always changing every bit of information out there. I never follow a pattern. So I have always been one to bring things together and do things like that, but somehow got discouraged over the years that was not a good endeavor. So in addition to all many of my other gifts, that I could hear and feel and know things that even as a young child, without the ability to really discern how different I was from others, I did realize it pretty early on there, but I was very alone. And I don't ever want a child to, like me, a child who has that kind of gifting, go from a child up, to go through what I did, wondering what's wrong with me and no one's like me and everybody. I'm always telling me I'm too sensitive and these kinds of things. So, and during my first 25 years of life, I had actually had a genetic depression gene from my mother's side. I had a sort of an overnight deliverance where I changed my name on January 1st of 1998. And I happened to be 25 years of age at that time. And so I know what it's like to have the veil of depression where you can't think your way happy and come off overnight. And so I had a lot of compassion after that for people who have that, because I've still had plenty of reasons to get depressed now, but it's different when I can do things. I have the power. I feel like I have the power to take that darkness off. So I would love to raise awareness and provide help to any children who are gifted and to those who suffer with chronic depression. So that's kind of my passion in getting into this work. And then a few years ago, I came across some information about the wing makers. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I'm not.
It's a CIA operative that came out and talked about some time capsules that were found, that the information seemed to be from our future aspect, maybe 700 or 800 years from now. And it was a lot of information in there. Wing makers, which is one of the reasons we're here, they had conveyed through these paintings that were left. They were portals. They were time traveling portals through this artwork. And only some of these high level CIA operatives that had been taking these intelligence upgrades through their study of all of this had the ability to even understand it, but the government was trying to hide it all. And so one had to defect and tell about it. Anyway, when I started studying this information, something came to me like very clearly. Well, Patricia, you're so enamored by this idea of time travel paintings. I said, what do you think that any of your artwork has been? And I started thinking about all these favorite paintings, many of that I had let go or given away or done nothing with. And I pulled out the stuff that I did have, and I just began to have these downloads. Was like, okay, there's information in this. It's like a lot of things happening here and coming and going. And while that might be my forte, if you will, or one of the things that I feel deeply, I still feel that other people have, especially those drawn to this work, have the ability to. And by time travel, let me clarify, I'm not necessarily saying you can pick the time and place you're going and this kind of physical expression. I'm simply saying the ability to tap into the future aspect of yourself, particularly depending on where you are on your journey, an understanding of things, that your time is illusory. And so all of your forward and back in time selves can be accessed. And that's the type of time travel that I'm talking about with artwork, is basically you can get messages from the divine, which is you, which is your higher self. And so your higher self can be there. I hope that makes sense. Did I say it right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, very good. So that's really where I got really passionate about. I'm like, this is something here. And I've had many people come through that have been able to clear moods they hadn't cleared in a long time, and some reducing or potentially getting off medications. I'm not recommending that at this time. You have to check with your doctor on any of that. But I'm just saying I've had people that have been able to find relief without medication after we did some exploration, and they went and did their own inner work and meditation time and reaped the rewards of an answer that no one had ever even thought of before, as to how to resolve a family situation that had been looming, festering for many, many years. And that's the way things come. I mean, and the other thing about, the more that I've been understanding things in this way, I see that much of our media suggests the etheric realm. Like they they suggest it, but people just don't, they still don't hold, they forget it. They don't, not only do they not think, well, that for everything I know, there might be the same amount I don't know. They don't understand that how much more is, and especially at a time like this and the political climate and everything else, I want people to feel empowered, to
Yeah.
feel like they can trust their inner voice and to become friends with their inner voice, which is another aspect of their higher selves, which is connected to all other people's higher selves. And raising the self is raising the vibration of everyone. So that's the crux of the interest in the whole thing.
That is super fascinating. And I love the fact that you bring in, well, all the different modalities of creativity. And for you yourself, I mean, be able to paint energetically, intuitively, and actually have like light codes or downloads or however you want to call it in your artwork is just, it's amazing. Um, Now, could you showcase a couple of them?
Yes, I definitely will. And it's been a lot of fun. And I've got a couple of different wooden platforms that I've charged and then I use when I'm creating. So it's like all these layers upon layers of, anything that, especially anything that's wood or metal that can hold energy. You put intent in that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fun having the platforms. This is one piece I did. This is February of this year. It's called Let It All Go. I had a storage unit that I had a lot of beautiful things in, and I really wanted to keep it, but I kept keeping it and keeping it and keeping it. And I'm just like, I need to bless someone else with this. And this actually worked really well with that intent. I mean, I got everything completely done, sorted, and out in like, I don't know, 2 days or something. It was a lot better. The project just went really smoothly. That was one I did for myself. I mean, I've done many other portals, and thank you for just giving the opportunity to share some of these. Many other portals. I talk about the healing portal. It's a meditation piece that's made specifically for you, or you can buy just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the point of it is that you get inside of the center and you meditate and you connect with whatever that issue is that's kind of looming in your life at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you just think through, okay, what's the blessing in this? And you meditate, and however you do, whether it's sleeping or sitting or whatever, and you just allow divinity to take it. You take it, and that's just a visual component of that for some people. And I've also done many other paintings. I don't have images right in front of me, but beyond, not other than just paintings, I'd be remiss not to mention my children's book that I wrote and wrote a song for back in 2011. So Magic Food for Me, to
Awesome.
get children to eat more healthy fruits and vegetables and to do all of that. And then when they do that, they light up, showing the main character how she eats the healthy food and she lights up. She's got all these happy faces. And then the other character eats the junk food and he's got pig pen haze around him. So they see through pictures how to eat healthy and be healthy and consume well and put out well, as within, so without. And so we got to pay attention to what we're eating. Mm-hmm. and giving more belief to our, to receiving from the etheric realm. Bring the solutions, please. We don't, the options are, I won't even say what subjects I'm talking about, but the options that are in front of us don't look very good. So bring something from the etheric realm, please,
Well, that's why there's people like us out there. We're helping, not only raise the vibration, but help empower people and raise self-awareness and help them heal in so many different ways.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, you have a website that people are going to be able to link up with you at here soon.
Yes. Ask the Art Angel. That's actually the name of my upcoming podcast also.
Awesome.
And yeah, so that's an exploration of all sorts of creative pursuits, both performance and visual arts, and how they are a connection to the divine. It's the spirituality aspect that we've been talking about. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm going to talk about the etheric realm, as I mentioned, and just showcase a bunch of amazing artists. It's been a fun pursuit. It'll debuting here very soon.
Yay! I'm definitely going to be putting all of that in the description, as well as your website, and that way everybody can just link to it and be like, yay, let's check her out.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
My guides are nudging me, but I have a Facebook group. I don't know if you're on Facebook.
Yes.
Awesome. I have a Facebook group that I created called Creativity Empowers the Soul. And it's all about, well, it's still relatively young. I only have about 50 people in it right now. But it's all about all the different ways that we can get creative to connect with our intuition, connect with ourselves, our higher selves, our guides, and the divine, and everything else. And I would absolutely love for you and anyone listening or watching to join as well.
Yes, absolutely. I'm like, yeah, yeah, you sold me.
Yay.
Great.
Oh, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you. It's been absolutely so much fun.
Thank you, loved ones, for joining us today as we explore creative healing with Patricia O'Brian. To find out more about her, you can find her at askthearchangel.com. That is also the name of her podcast, so definitely go check it out. Be sure to subscribe to this channel as well. More adventure awaits. Always remember, you are accepted, you are valid, and you are loved.